Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the IPL5 Korean Qualifiers for League of Legends. I'm Tasteless from the GSL Codex. With me is Andy. How you feeling today, man?
A little bit better. I was quite sick yesterday.
He was very sick yesterday. I don't even think we really captured it on camera how ill you actually were, but you got some rest then?
I did. I got a lot of rest last night. Feeling much better today. Hopefully I can do a better job.
Casting when you're sick sucks, man. It's rough. We are in the Final Four now for this tournament. So only 4 teams remain. Sister team versus sister team, and then another sister team versus sister team. Najin versus Najin, Azubu versus Azubu. Who would have thought that would happen?
I mean, I wasn't expecting it.
I could see maybe it on one side of the bracket or something, but you know,
and I'm pretty sure the teams, didn't expect it either.
Yeah, so. And there's going to be mind games we might not even be able to identify with, because obviously Najin spars against the other Najin team all the time. Same with Azubu. So they might be so aware of each other's play styles. There might be some improvisation, some unusual champion selections. We really don't know what to expect going into this.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams are very familiar with each other. Like you said, they have been playing against each other for quite a long time. They are sister teams. And most likely we will, or it's not most likely, but we might see some strategies that are uncommon.
Yeah.
These teams know each other so well that if they bring what they usually bring to the table, the opposing team might be able to just counter them.
When you're going against somebody you got his playbook, basically, that's when you got to bring out the unconventional moves here. So I'm pumped for this. No matter what, we got a Najin versus Azubu finals, too, which is neat. League of Legends, as we've said before in some of the openings of the show, so huge. It's the biggest game in the world, which blows me away because, and I know I'm older than you. I'm 28. You're about 22. I never thought we'd see a game that would get bigger than an MMO.
Yeah.
You know?
Me neither.
So for me, that was insane, and I think that's not just the case that it's so big now. Simply because it's a really well-made game that's accessible. I think it's like that also because of Riot's genius business model.
Yeah, correct.
Give it to them for free, and then if they want to invest more, you get them hooked. If they want to invest more, they can, whether that be through capital or through through earning points by grinding, which is great. So really, this is one of these games where the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
very good way to put it. If you don't want to spend the money, you can, just play and pretty much unlock all the content without paying a single cent.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, if you do want to, put in the money, you can get it faster, get the champions, get the rune pages, etc.
It's a game where everybody can play.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
It's like give them the first hit of the drug free, and then you got an addict for life. So, we're at the point in time now where I think these games are going to be much longer than the games we've casted earlier. We had some games that were like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like literally 20 minutes. We've had, mostly what I'm saying is one-sided games until yesterday. Yesterday we had much more very close, methodical games. Teams really playing very conservatively. As you can see, here's the schedule for our tournament. We obviously are going to be doing the round of 4, match 1 today, a best of 3. Join us on November 4th for the round of 4, match 2. Which should be good. And, of course, on November 11th, we have the finals. Here are the brackets now. As we said before, Najin against Najin, Azubu against Azubu. So no matter what, we know which teams are going to be in the finals. We don't know which parts of the teams, whether it's going to be Shield or Sword or Frost or Blaze.
Yep.
And on to today's matchup. All right, so as you guys can see here, set 1 and set 2, draft mode. Set 3 is blind mode.
Yep. If it does go to that set 3, the last game will be blind pick. It's a little bit different than the U.S. tournament setup, where during a best of 3, if the set does go to the third match in the States or in Europe, actually, the last game is also draft mode.
Okay.
But I think only in Korea it is.
Well, do you know, maybe you don't know, but why is it that we do blind pick here? Because a lot of different tournaments in different parts of the world have different, whether it's League of Legends or not, have different rules for whether it's a fighter, an FPS, an RTS, a MOBA, they have different rules for how you can approach a tournament. How you can for StarCraft, the big one is how do you eliminate maps. But I think that's probably a simpler process than what we'd have to do here in League with the number of champions you have. I feel like I guess the best example I can come up with is in StarCraft. You don't have as many maps as you have champions, and you have less players. So here's our first team: Najin Shield.
Yep, and in the top lane we'll have Expression. In the bot lane we'll have Bang and Vinyl Cat. In the mid lane we'll have Hoon, and in the jungle we'll have Mukuza.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but I actually going back to the blind pick thing. I think
sure.
The main reason why the Koreans do the last round in blind pick is because it is a little bit more fair. When you have a draft mode pick, the team, there's like a first pick and then picks that go on. So sometimes the team with the first pick has the advantage.
Okay, he gets a little bit of an edge. And as you can see here, the other half of Najin, Team Sword.
Yep, and in the top lane we'll have Magnum. Bot lane we'll have Prey and Kane. In the jungle we'll have Watch, and in the mid lane we'll have Song.
So these guys, obviously, as we said before, they have a lot of experience against each other. So that means, again, we may see unusual character picks. We may see, unusual jungling patterns. There's a lot that go on. I feel like League of Legends is a game that, even though it's so massively popular, it's also, a game that I don't think is fully figured out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's still a lot that we don't know about this game. There's still more that can evolve. At the same time, this game is it's evolving. Every week, every patch, the game is changing.
Yeah, Riot is on the ball when it comes to that. So, you could play League of Legends 6 months ago, which is what I did. I tried it out, and then now I'm playing it again because I'm doing this gig at GOM here. And it's a different game now than it is back then.
Yeah.
And they're continuing to expand and grow the League of Legends empire. So I'm really curious to see what other new features are going to be in the game in the days to come. So, by the way, and I say this in every cast, and we'll continue to. If you're unfamiliar with me, I am Tasteless from the GSL Code Asset. I am a StarCraft 2 host. If you want to see more of me there, please check it out. And I'm basically just here to host the show, and Andy's here to... you're the brainy guy in this one, all right?
Yep, and here we go into the pick and ban phase. The first 4 bans will be Evelynn, Maokai, Jace, and Sona. On Najin's side, it looks like they did ban out that Evelynn and Maokai, so don't want to deal with those 2 champions. On Najin's side, or actually they're both Najin, so I guess I'll defer them to their sword and shield names. I believe, I'm actually not exactly sure. Magnum is on sword. Okay. So on shield side, the 3 bans are Evelynn, Maokai, and Lee Sin, and on sword side, it is Jace, Sona, and Rengar. And the ban phase is over. We are going to the picks. With these 2 teams knowing each other so well, I can't exactly. I don't know what team comps these guys are going to go for.
It's really tough to say.
Yeah.
We almost can't predict in this case. Again, guys, because these are the same sponsors and the same team. So, looks like we got Evelynn first. Ezreal first. Yep. Excuse me.
Ezreal. The transvestite.
No other. Yeah. This character. First I thought it was a girl. I guess that's very common actually. For people to mess that up. So, all right.
Yeah.
Ezreal. Now, the next 2 picks. Ezreal, by the way, a very commonly picked character, especially on the Korean teams we've had out here so far.
Yeah, Ezreal, very strong bot lane AD carry. These 2 teams, I'm guessing they're going to go for a pretty standard composition. You'll have the support bot lane AD, most likely an AP mid with the tanky bruiser top, and some kind of supportist tanky bruiser jungle. But that actually, I think one of our first matches, Azubu Frost, I believe, pulled out a AP cannon bot lane with, I believe, a Sona. So that was pretty interesting. We might see something a little bit of variation with these two teams. Not sure yet. We do have the Zyra and Nocturne pickup for Sword. And on Shield side, we do have the Malphite and Katarina pickup.
All right.
So Malphite, not sure if he's going into the jungle or top lane yet. We'll see quite shortly. And back
time for the next 2 picks here.
Yep. Now Sword has to pick 2 more champions. I'm pretty sure Zyra will be support. Could go mid, most likely support.
Probably not going to go for Teemo here.
Yeah, probably not.
He's trolling us. We're being trolled.
Actually, I think during the World Championships, Magnoon, there was like an All-Stars match, like some kind of show match, and Magnoon pulled out Jungle Teemo.
Oh, no kidding. It's so funny.
He just got raped. But looks like, yep, we will probably see this Corki and Rumble pick. Yep. So Corki and most likely Zyra will be going into the bot lane. Zyra could go mid, but I think she will be going bot. Rumble in the top lane. Maybe versus Malphite, maybe versus another champion that Shield will be trying to pick up. Shield does still need their either jungle or top lane, depending on where Malphite will go. We're just waiting for that pick right now.
Yep. Skarner, okay.
Yep, so it does look like Malphite will be going in the top lane, Skarner in the jungle, and maybe Soraka bot lane with Ezreal. These guys haven't locked in yet. They could still change.
Oh, we're going to go away from Soraka, okay.
Yep. So the Soraka pick changed to a Lulu pick, and Skarner is locked in.
Do you think the Lulu pick was a good switch out?
Yeah, I like Lulu better than Soraka. Soraka is very passive. It's harder to make plays with Soraka. She doesn't have any innate, except her Starfall ability. She has no real damaging spells.
Okay.
So all she can do is just sit back, heal, give mana to your carry, and not really make any plays. So
it's kind of like the battery.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
big battery.
Yeah, just the mana and health battery.
All right, the final pick. Your predictions.
Yep. Depending on where Zyra go, I think Zyra will be support. So a mid character, maybe Ryze, Vladimir still open. I'm not sure actually. Really not sure. But I do believe Zyra will be supporting, so they are trying to pick up their mid lane champion.
All right, only 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, is this a Ren? Oh, a Nivea.
Okay, I was like, well, that's a little gutsy.
Yeah. Yep, so Najin Sword does pick up a Nivea. And Nivea will be in the mid lane against Katarina. These teams are ready to go. Yeah, this should be a pretty good game. You know, nothing too out of the ordinary. You know, we were kind of predicting something
more unconventional.
Yeah,
I guess,
more
is what we're going
unconventional.
for.
We might see something unconventional in the last game during the blind pick because both teams will not be able to see the opponent's picks. So if this set does go to that third game, we might see something very unconventional. But for these first 2 games, something tells me that they're just going to kind of go standard.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you called that perfectly. I think if we go to the blind pick, why not try to do something sneaky because you don't have the opportunity to strategize as much about who you're selecting.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So Expression will be playing Malphite against Rumble. Who will be played by Magnoon. In the mid lane, we'll have Hun on Katarina and Song on Anivia. In the bot lane, we have Ezreal and Lulu versus Corki and Zyra, played by Bang and Vinyl Cat on Shield side and Prey and Kayn on Sword side. And finally, in the jungle, we'll have Mukuza on Skarner and Watch on Nocturne. Pretty exciting game coming up.
It's going to be pretty sick. We'll have this up and going in a few minutes, guys. There is about a 3-minute delay here for any live match to prevent any form of cheating.
Yep. Yeah, these 2 teams look quite strong. you'll see the Skarner and Malphite initiations. We'll see the Rumble ultimates coming down in concession with Anivia's ultimate. Massive slows on Sword side. I think both these teams right now, they're fairly evenly matched. I can't give the pick advantage to either team right now. Both teams look very strong.
You know, it's going to be tough, especially when both these guys, spar against each other. They scrim against each other constantly. They probably, over drinks or over meals, talk about different, champion styles of play. The theory crafting behind, how ought we play League of Legends to win. Because again, and I'll say this again, I really think that. This game has not fully been figured out. I think there's too much to it to say that we've got this whole game mapped out.
Definitely.
With all the different champions, the combination of champions, the different champions playing different roles, and of course you have the item builds as well. I mean, it's insane.
And I believe Riot might be coming out. Actually, it was actually for the new map. There's this new 3v3 map that came out for that replaced Twisted Tree Line, and they actually came out with a couple of new items for that map.
See, there's so much more that you can just keep adding.
Yeah.
But think about it, competitive League of Legends is basically just played on, one map. But if you make new maps, there's just so much more that you could do.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's 3 maps total for League of Legends. There's Dominion, there's Summoner's Rift, and the Twisted Tree Line. I think the only competitive one is Summoner's Rift, the 5v5 map.
Yeah.
I have seen some small tournaments here and there for
Dominion.
Yeah, for Dominion.
Twisted Tree Line never really took off, did it?
Yeah, it was really buggy, not very balanced. Some champions just kind of dominated that whole map.
Well, that map was so small, you know.
And the thing about 3v3 is that some champions such as Mundo, Singe, like these very tanky bruiser type of champions, they just dominate those maps.
So they just won't die.
Three people. Exactly.
There's not enough. There's no way to nuke them.
Yeah, they just walk around like zombies and just do tons of damage and not die.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I always wonder if there's ever going to be like League of Legends maps where it's like a 6v6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they
like 10 versus 10.
A long time ago, they came out with this map called I think it was like a prototype. I think it was called Magma Chamber, but I heard it was. I'm not sure if it was a 5v5, but it looked really interesting.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna get this game loaded up now.
Yeah.
And once it is, this action is not going to stop. Again, it's Najin versus Najin. Shield against Sword. Here at GOMTV.net, the IPL5 Korean Qualifier for League of Legends.
The players loading up right now. Here we go into the game. Najin Shield versus Najin Sword. 2 sister teams facing off in the semifinals.
All right. They're both moving out now to their respective lanes.
Yep.
Skarner will probably jungle, correct?
Yeah. Skarner is in the jungle. We'll probably see some early wards coming out from both of these teams. We could possibly see an invade, but Najin Shield does not look like they are going for the invade. Possibly Najin's Sword. But Ezreal is in that bot lane tri-brush. Najin Shield does not want to go for the invade. They are in a very defensive position.
All right, I don't think he's going to move out of the brush anytime soon here. Wards are now going down.
So Najin Sword just camping in that, next to the Baron Pit. They might be waiting for someone to poke their head out toward that raid area. Not sure if Najin Shield will go for that.
All right, so they're just setting up right now. We got different formations here. Sword bunched together, hoping to get some kind of gank, some kind of invade off here. Meanwhile, a very orthodox play here from Shield, spreading out, going to their proper lanes. As you can see here, Sword is going to go ahead and back off from that initial strategy.
Yep, so what Sword was doing there was they're waiting in that little corner for Lulu, because what a lot of teams do now is they ward that Wraith area, the enemy jungle.
Right.
So if Lulu were to walk up the ramp and ward
right
that
over
area,
here, yeah,
all 5 members would have been there and they would have been able to go. But unfortunately, Lulu did not ward that area, and they were not able to pick up the kill from that.
And again, that might be a strategy they don't normally do, but they're bringing out in this one case.
Yeah.
Because you know, they're playing against each other so much. There's so much meta going on here. Both players going for the blue buff now.
Yep. Pretty standard opening. I do believe. Yep. Mokuza and Watch will not be using Smite on their buffs. They will be able to get their secondary buffs with that Smite. Some harassment going on to Katarina here in the mid lane.
As you can see right now, we've entered into what is standard early game here. Now the blue buffs have been passed off, and they're just going to be farming for the time being.
Yep. We might see a gank here from Nocturne.
Yep, it's certainly a possibility here. As you can see right now, we've got Skarner continuing to jungle right now.
Yep. But it looks like neither team can go for a gank right now. There are, wards, many wards in this river, so that neither jungle can gank. But actually, Nocturne might be going around. Yep, it looks like Nocturne is heading towards that bot lane. They do not, Najin's shield does not know he is coming right now. This might result in a kill.
All right, Nocturne's coming up from
Nocturne's
behind
coming
here.
in. They do realize this.
They're on the run.
So actually, a little bit of mistargeting by Nocturne. I believe he should have feared Ezreal. Zyra did flash, so I can understand why he would try and fear Zyra. However, I think if he just feared Ezreal, it might have been a kill.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the execution there was not crystal clear there.
Yep. So
this game's gonna go back into a normal.
Skarner coming up to the top lane. Rumble does flash out of that. He will live. However, flash will not be available to him for the next couple minutes. And Nocturne is coming to this top lane to back Rumble up. Rumble might just go back home. They were trying to dive this Rumble, but Nocturne there just in the nick of time to repel them.
Yeah, it was a really great job there by him. Definitely some good teamwork. Looks like Nocturne's going back into the jungle. Not too far away is Skarner in the jungle as well. And it looks like there's a possibility that Skarner might come down here and try to gank Anivia.
Possibly. He did throw down that ward. He did steal that lane camp. Anivia does know that Skarner is in that area. Some more farming going on. Skarner looking for a counter gank, but
two mages in the mid have dealt a lot of damage to each other. They might have to. One may have to turn around here pretty soon.
Yeah. I believe Katarina is going back right now.
Yeah, she just went back. Smart move there. It looks like Skarner's not going to stay too far away from the lower middle part of the jungle here, just in case that lane starts to get out of control. Meanwhile, we got a pretty big skirmish down here. Bottom right. Lanes are about even right now. We're stuck in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, so this lineup looks pretty even right now. We might see a gank on this bot lane. Lulu has no flash. Same with Zyra, actually. So the ward will spot Skarner.
As far as wards
but
go,
in the top lane, Nocturne, he did not get spotted by a ward, but he will now. Malphite will know that
Skarner's trying to pop out here.
Yeah, Skarner just kind of
not much of an element of surprise for this guy.
Yeah. Oh, but Rumble has no flash. This might be first blood. Carrier coming up.
All right.
To follow this
Rumble
up.
taking hits.
Oh, but
going towards
gets
the
a
bush.
nice slow on Katarina. I don't think it'll help him though.
Yeah.
First blood going to Katarina.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty brutal. Somehow Rumble having a hard time actually in this match. Definitely the run to the group so far.
Yeah. So actually, although Najin's sword had 2 wards in the river area, what Katarina did was she looped around She went through Najin Sword's jungle and engage onto Zyra. Zyra does go down. Ezreal goes down as well. This might be a double kill for Corki. Double kill for Corki. Nice.
Beautifully done there by Sword.
Very nice.
Really nice play there by Corki. Now pushing forward there in the bottom lane there. Entering Najin Shield's territory.
Yeah.
And they don't actually have any champions down there at all. So, you know, Skarner had to portal back home to go item up. So that part of the map is fairly exposed there, giving Corki a very good farming advantage.
Yeah, but both teams looking very strong. Here we have a replay of this bot lane fight. So the Zyra stun, Zyra snare goes off onto both champions. They do focus on Zyra. Zyra does go down. So Corki focusing Ezreal really hard. He does manage to kill Ezreal and get the double kill on Lulu.
Really nice play there.
Excellent play from both these teams. The kill score is 2-2. Gold, neck and neck.
Yeah, this is an even match so far. I really don't see a favorite right now.
Yeah, these two teams are both extremely
they're just so skilled, man. They're so good.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We got as you can see here, the Sword continuing to push down. They're Anivia doing so well in middle.
So Anivia does have that blue buff now. I don't believe Katarina, they did pass off blue buff to Katarina. Katarina is not a mana user, so she is not blue buff reliant. Skarner and Nocturne just picking up their red buffs. Skarner, so Nocturne just hit 6. I believe he is looking for a top lane game now.
Yeah, I think we might have that coming up here. Nocturne is pretty far parked back right now.
And actually Skarner might be looking for a bot lane gank. So we could see opposing ganks going off on opposite sides of the map.
All right, this might be hard to follow here if they end up doing this roughly the same time. All right, Rumble's sort of fading in his opposing army here.
But Nocturne actually went back to base.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he actually turned around.
Yeah, Nocturne just went back to base.
Skarner doing the same.
Yep. Looks like they won't be able to get ganks off just yet. We actually might see both junglers going kind of in the opposite directions. Nocturne moving towards that bot lane. Skarner moving towards mid lane.
Do you feel like Katarina has a disadvantage against Anivia? With the fact that Anivia can lane so hard?
Yeah, a little bit. Anivia, I would say, most people say Anivia has no real direct counter. As long as you play safe early game with Anivia, and once you get your couple core items, once you get your Catalyst, once you get your Chalice of Harmony, once you have your couple core items, you're really hard to kill. You do a lot of damage. Yeah, essentially no direct counter.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm just looking at this and I'm seeing how much damage Katarina is sponging up, and I'm saying, huh.
Yeah, and in combination with Anivia's passive, which allows her to go into egg form if she does die, giving her a potential second life. She's just generally really hard to kill.
Not many sight wards down here. It does look like Najin Shield has a lead as far as intel.
Yep, so Najin Shield,
going for the dragon now. Could we have an interception?
So they did clear all the wards in this area because Yakuza does have that Oracles. They do pick up this dragon.
Tried to snipe that, as you can see from Corki.
Yep, Malphite did come down from that top lane to support this dragon. Najin Sword did not engage because they knew they were outnumbered for that fight, and intelligently did not engage on that.
Yeah, really adroit handling there. Looks like we could have. What is Rumble doing now? Oh, excuse me. Rumble's checking the bush for a gank. Okay.
Rumble, I think he just warded the river.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But actually, a lot of wards coming out from Najin Sword. All 4 exits and entrances of Najin Shield's jungle are warded. It's gonna be quite hard for Najin Shield to get off a gank. I feel.
Yeah, the gold is almost the same right now. We might have about a 1K advantage, but we're late enough in the game that that's not as helpful.
Yeah, but Skarner actually having Oracles, clearing out those wards. He is waiting in this mid lane. He does have flash up. I believe he might flash. No, he will not flash for this gank.
As far as flashes go, by the way, everybody over here on Sword equipped with a flash as well as shield. So there's still a lot that could go on here. A lot of escapes, a lot of dive-ins for kills.
Yep, exactly. All 10 players having their flash up. And a pause going down.
All right, so the game has been paused. We don't actually know why it's been paused, but we're going to find out soon. Hopefully it'll be resumed. Well, as far as I could tell, I don't think there's a clear favorite here.
Yeah, both teams are neck and neck right now. Gold, pretty much even, maybe a couple hundred difference, but kill score the same. No towers going down. Actually, Najin Shield did pick up the dragon, so they are slightly ahead.
A little bit,
but both teams in it to win it.
Absolutely, so much on the line here. You get to the finals, and you're suddenly one match, or one best of 5, I should say, away from going to Las Vegas.
Yep. And that should be a great experience.
Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
I have not, actually.
You've not? I've been to Las Vegas.
How was it?
It was cool. I'm actually going to be going to Las Vegas again later on this year, so it's going to be fun. And thank God we're back in the game. We don't have to
go to the game. Skarner flash ultimate. Oh, nice. Takes Anivia down to her egg form. They should be able to get this kill. Anivia has no flash. Really low on mana.
Nicely
And there goes the kill for Najin Shield. Oh, and the engagement on bot lane. Najin Sword going in hard onto Najin Shield. Doctor Ultimate going down. They do pick up Lulu. Very nice. So, a gank for Najin Shield on mid lane. They do pick up a kill. And Najin Sword gank the bot lane and also picking up a kill.
And they could potentially take out this turret if, somebody over here from Sword doesn't come over there and defend mid right away.
Yeah, I don't believe they should be able to take this tower out. They don't have the damage yet. Rumble is also near that mid lane. He can throw that equalizer down. Or actually, it's on cooldown, actually. I'm sorry. But if they were to push really hard on that mid lane, he would have been able to defend it.
All right, as you can see here, more jungling now here from Rumble. While that lane is still open and safe, since there are no champions there pushing, he's kind of saying, all right, I go ahead and get some golems.
Yep. Just clearing out the jungle. You know, you want as much gold and experience as you can. You want those jungle camps to be on cooldown so you can maximize your gold and experience. And I believe, so it looks like they will pass off this blue buff to Katarina. That cooldown reduction is very helpful. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's going to need that help against Anivia there in middle lane. I really do feel like Anivia does have that advantage.
Yeah. Although Katarina is not a mana user, that cooldown reduction will help her greatly against that Anivia. Anivia, on the other hand, finishing up that Catalyst, finishing up that Chalice. Quite tanky. She does not have flash. She does not have her passive up yet. But the gank going on here, it's Malphite. Oh, the equalizer coming down, but they will not follow up with that. Skarner up here, just kind of trying to back up Malphite. Malphite does have his ultimate up. They might be able to get this kill onto Rumble.
Rumble is basically alone up here right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to get over there in time. He might need some more minions here to also push this lane up here at top.
Yeah, but Skarner actually does not have his flash, so this might be a little bit hard to pull off. They most likely will have to dive this tower.
It's probably be about, 1.5 minutes before he even gets his flash back?
Yeah, it's going to be quite a while. But, I don't know, this looks like, actually, Rumble doesn't have his ultimate, but he does have flash. But actually, this might be a three-man dive onto Rumble.
Looks like it's going to be.
Yeah. But Doctrine here to back him up. I don't know if he'll be able to get out of this.
Oh, Rumble's on the run.
Looks like he will die from that.
Rumble's going down for the second time now.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 members of Najin Shield going up for that game.
And it looks like they're also headed towards Anivia. I think Anivia might be overextending here. Okay, see Anivia now headed southbound.
Yep, it looks like Anivia is trying to go towards that bot lane for a gank. I don't know if she'll be able to pull this off, though.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It should be pretty obvious since mid is empty and we can see the other two heroes. But Anivia might need to sandwich herself.
Engage onto Lulu. The stun does land. And Lulu going down. Ezreal throwing out his true shot barrage. Starting here, actually. 3 members of Najin Shield here to back this up. Katarina ultimate going down. Katarina resetting her passive. And amazing double kill for Najin Shield.
Najin Shield, they're now taking a lead.
Yeah.
Really nicely done. You can see everybody's kind of scattered out now. Nobody's really holding their standard positions right now. Even with Nocturne landing at top.
Yeah, and Rumble coming down to the spot lane. But great roaming coming out from Najin Shield. Although Lulu did go down. Oh, but the Rumble ultimate coming down onto Ezreal. Ezreal does not have flash, but he might. I don't know if he'll be. Oh, but the nice. He will go down from that.
Ezreal is out now.
Yeah, I didn't think that Rumble could have got. I didn't think Rumble could have killed Ezreal, but it did look like he did flash and ignite Ezreal. Got that harpoon out and managed to kill him.
Yeah, really nicely done. Regrouping here in the center.
Yeah, I believe this dragon did just spawn.
Yeah, I think it's spawning right this second. All right, some wards being placed down here. You got to make sure that whole area is safe.
Yeah, but Nivea going back right now. If Najin Shield were to go on this dragon, actually they don't have Ezreal either, so we'll just back out from this dragon for now. But both teams knowing how crucial this next dragon is.
Yep. So this is going to be the focal point for the time being. We got a sword kind of moving around the outside here. Oh, hold that thought.
Shield pulling out this dragon, starting this dragon up. All 5 members of Najin Sword are here to contest this. Rumble ultimate still down. They cannot engage on this yet.
Are they going to get a
Here we go. Actually, Nocturne stole the dragon. Very nice. Katarina going in, getting Lulu ultied, taking down 3 members of Najin Shield very low. Extremely powerful.
For Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble will go down, does not have that flash. But that fight actually, what happened was Katarina went in onto 3 members of Najin's Sword. I don't know if she was able to kill any of them, but she got them so low that they could not participate in the team fight anymore.
Oh, I see.
And because Lulu did use her ultimate on Katarina, Katarina was so tanky, so much of a damage threat that Najin Sword just had to back out.
Wow, really good stuff. So, you know, it looks like now Shield is just starting to get more and more of an edge here.
Yeah.
Despite Nocturne sniping that dragon, I mean, look at the gold here. Clearly, Shield is doing better.
Yeah, definitely. And that bot lane turret going out for Najin Shield, getting that global gold. Najin Shield with about a 3K gold advantage now.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, man. All right, as you can see here, they're continuing to push forward. The positions have now sort of reset. The game's normalized a little bit here. It looks like Skarner will probably be going back to the jungle right now. But we are also that phase of the game where the players can kind of gang up as a team and move around the map.
Yeah, definitely. We should see some more team fights coming out right now. That bot lane for Najin's Sword, the tower did go down. So they will lose a little bit of that map dominance. Blue buff going, passing off to Katarina. Red buff going to Ezreal. This is the time where the junglers now pass off their buffs to their carries.
That makes sense. Yeah. This. So would you say this is the phase where the carries really start to actually
and this we actually might see a three-man dive onto Rumble.
Skarner's gonna get him.
Skarner will impale Rumble. Rumble does not have flash. Rumble will just go down to that 3-man
Making that look easy again. Looks like bottom tower taking some heat right now, and I don't think there's anything really that Lulu can do to defend this.
Yeah, so Najin Sword countering that 3-man gang top with 3-man push in the mid lane. I believe Najin Shield will be... They should be able to get this top tower.
Yeah, they'll get it for sure.
Yeah.
빨강팀 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
And the Corki pushing really hard on the spot tower as well. Najin Sword
I think trying to make tower no matter what.
Najin Sword really trying to make up for this global gold.
So they want to break all the lanes here.
Yeah.
And start pushing in and being aggressive.
So a lot of wards coming out in that bot lane area. I believe four wards, pretty much in a line in that bot lane area, in that bot lane jungle. on Najin's shield side.
So right now, I gotta say, Shield has some pretty stellar defense. Sword is trying to break in here. Their IDs are almost, I mean, their team IDs are almost fitting the play styles right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but both these teams still pretty close. 3K gold is not game changing. Oh, nice Malphite ultimate stealing the red buff. Corki
in
does
trouble.
have flash though, but I believe he will go down. Katarina picking up that kill. Just great play coming out from Najin Shield.
Was it better to just let him die than burn his flash?
Yeah, Corki, I believe he would have died no matter what. He didn't blow his flash because he knew he would have died, even if he flashed. If Corki did move up towards that top tower wall, that wall just below the top tower, he could have flashed over it and possibly lived, but he was slowed by Malphite's Q and red buff that he just wasn't able to get to that area in time.
All right, as you can see here, top lane just being pushed here by Malphite.
Yeah, Malphite really strong, going that penetration build. Same with Katarina, same with Rumble actually. This penetration build very, very popular now in this current meta with these kind of tanky-ish mages type. You know, Katarina with the Hunting Guy, Sorcerer Boots, and Abyssal Scepter, you will have a total of 60 magic penetration.
Okay.
With those 3 items. That's not including your Runes and Masteries. So your Runes and Masteries will give you a little bit extra, but this penetration build is very strong. I've tried it myself, and it's a great build.
That's sick, man. Yeah, it's funny to see how much the metagame is just changing constantly over here. Looks like we have a little bit of tension here in the middle. We got 4 for Sword here in the middle. Looks like only 2 right now for a Shield. They're going to be pretty cautious here. They definitely want to hold this middle lane right now. I wonder, is Malphite overextending here?
No, Malphite's just shoving his lane. Malphite's quite tanky now. He does have his ultimate. He does have his flash. If Najin Sword were to try and gank him, he can pretty much escape any gank that Najin Sword throws at him right now. So he's just shoving his lane. I believe Dragon should be coming up soon-ish.
Looks like it. They're going down there right now. It's probably going to spawn this very second.
Yeah.
Almost there. Not. Well, no, excuse me, not there quite yet, but soon.
Both teams knowing this Dragon is coming up. Moving towards this area.
All right, ready to this push now.
Yeah, the ward will spot them.
Here we go.
But they're looking for the engage. The Rumble Ultimate coming down, the Equalizer coming down, forcing Najin Shield to back up. But the Dragon has spawned.
They have rewarded the area, okay, so they're going to know if Sword's coming after them.
Yeah, but this Dragon just spawned. Najin Sword not looking too healthy. They did have to use that Rumble Equalizer. That will not be available to them for this fight. But looks like Shield, just picked up.
Shield's playing brilliantly.
Yeah.
They got a small lead early on. They managed to keep it going.
Oh, nice flash from Rumble, dodging the Malphite ultimate. Very nice reaction time.
All right, so it looks like now Rumble's going to keep on jungling right now. Now they're pushing middle lane pretty heavily.
Yeah, they're trying to push out mid lane, but Anivia is just such a great counter pusher and a pusher actually that
it's just going to be too hard.
Yeah, it's going to be quite hard for Najin Shield to push. As long as Anivia has mana, pushing should be almost not impossible, but very hard.
Where should they go from here? I mean, what is actually? Let me ask you this question: what should Najin Sword do to recover?
Najin Sword, what they should do is just turtle.
Turtle until they're 18?
Yeah, turtle. I mean, I don't know if they can turtle until they're 18, but right now what Najin Shield is doing is they're essentially out-positioning Najin Sword at the moment.
Okay.
They have more ward coverage, they have more control, they have better positioning. They are able to cut out and split up members of Najin Sword so that Najin Sword cannot fully engage onto Najin Shield. Najin Shield is just moving around as a unit, you know, for these big team fights. You know, they have more coordination, at least for this game. more coordination than Najin Shield or than Najin Sword. So
yeah, they definitely seem to have the flow down a little bit better. Much better communication, I would suspect.
So right now what Najin Shield needs to do is they just need to keep pressing this advantage. They can't let Najin Sword farm up and essentially catch up. The gold advantage for Najin Shield is just about 5k, little over 5k.
That's pretty substantial here.
It's quite substantial. Still not game changing. Najin Sword still can win team fights.
Oh, looks like they're gonna go ahead and get the red now.
Yeah, it looks like a red buff steal for Najin Shield. Yeah, but this Skarner, Makuza with Oracles is just completely clearing out all vision that Najin Sword are trying to have.
And I think that is the most important part of this game, is that it's been lights out now for Najin Sword. I mean, Shield is basically like orbiting around them, and they're at every corner.
Yeah, Makuza on Skarner, he picked up the Oracles quite early, cleared out a lot of wards. He still has not died, still has that same Oracles from his first
Look at that
purchase.
vision, guys.
Yeah.
The only thing they can see is the Baron.
Yeah. The only thing they can see is that Baron. Najin.
You can see they're being very cautious right now. If you notice, nobody on Shield can see anybody, or nobody on Sword can see anybody from Shield.
Yeah, so Najin Shield, they're just trying to bait out Najin Sword right now, but Najin Sword does have that Baron area warded, so they know that Najin Shield cannot do this Baron right now, or they aren't doing this Baron right now.
Had that Baron not been warded, it would be a different story.
Yeah. So it looks like, the flash engage onto Nivea, Katarina also going in. Katarina ultimate going down, Skarner ultimate onto Rumble, Rumble will go down. Great initiation from Najin Shield. Malphite flashing over that wall, initiating onto Anivia, and I believe it was Nocturne, but Nocturne spell shielded it, so he was not affected from that ultimate. They might go for this Baron, actually.
I think they probably will.
But nope. Looks like they just cleared out that ward. It's still, Baron is still quite risky. 4 members of Najin Sword are still up. So if Najin Shield were to go for that Baron, they could potentially lose that fight with Baron hitting them.
Yeah, and when you have this much of a lead, you do not want to throw it away.
Exactly.
I mean, it's 11-5 right now. And that's not to say that Sword can't come back, but I mean, 1 or 2 mistakes here in a game like League of Legends at this level of play, and you're going to be in trouble.
Exactly. 1 ace. If Najin Shield gets aced, Najin Sword will be...
They'll probably get an inhibitor.
Yeah, 100% back in this game.
Yeah, we're at that phase in the game where once you die, you're actually out for a while.
Yeah.
And once again, more warding going on down here.
Yep. Najin Sword trying to get that vision, but Skarner just so persistent with that Oracles, clearing out all of these wards.
Yeah, Skarner's been doing a really good job this game around.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I think that's one of the key reasons why they're doing so well in this game. I mean, really, what Sword has to do is first reclaim their side of the map, then push back, kill off some of Shield's units, then kill the Baron, then probably push in. Or if they got an ace, they could do it much more quickly. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things Najin Sword has to do to win this game. Najin Shield, on the other hand, just trying to catch Najin Sword out of position. They want to fight. They know they're ahead. They actually will start on this Baron. They know that Sword does not have vision on this Baron, but Zyra will ward. They do know that they are doing this Baron right now. Najin Sword closing in on Najin Shield. Najin Shield will back out from this Baron. They do not want to fight. They do not want to have a team fight with Baron.
Nice, put it up with the wall there.
Yeah. So Nivea just trying to split them up. Oh, but the snare going on Katarina. Katarina will go in, but she is split from her team. The Zanya is going down on Katarina. Katarina will live.
Oh my God.
My
Sword
Lord.
is about to get massacred, it almost looks like. Sword running. We still may have 2 more taken here for Sword. Corky taking some hits.
Yeah, the 1 for 3 exchange for Najin Shield coming out on top. Only Katarina going down in that team fight.
And they're going to push this lane hardcore.
Yeah, they're going to push down this mid. They might be able to get this inhibitor. I'm not sure. Rumble is pretty good at defending.
포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
All right,
Najin is
and
going
the
back.
recall now is going to work here. Skarner, move out. Looks like he's checking to see if there's anything else in the brush. Nope, going to go ahead and get the blue now.
So actually, that previous fight, Katarina went in alone into the Najin Sword team. And she did get focused down, but she does have Zanya's. So she Zanya'd, she used the Zanya active, went invulnerable, waited for Najin Sword to use their burst, came out of Zanya's, kept fighting. However, she did go down, unfortunately. But Najin Shield still coming out on top.
Still a very nice handling there by Katarina.
Yeah, very good play. This gold advantage moving.
It's up to by 8K, man.
Yeah, 8K now. Najin Shield in a commanding lead.
All right, as you can see here, these lanes pushing forward further and further right now. Sword is up against the ropes. I have to say, though, Sword isn't a good job of rewarding their area.
Yeah. Sword investing so much on these wards, but Skarner just taking him out.
As you can see now, continuing to push up here to the north, recalling.
So Ezreal just pushing out the spot lane. A lot of minions here.
What should the strategy now be for Sword?
For Sword, they need to keep that Baron area warded. They cannot give up a free Baron. If Najin Shield manages to pick up a Baron. Oh, but the engage going on to Malphite. Doctrine Ultimate coming down. Rumble Equalizer also coming down. Skarner focusing down, running away. Lulu coming down. Lulu going down. Katarina using Zanya's. Malphite trying to focus down, trying to take up this enemy, trying to take up Najin's Sword, but basically what is happening is Malphite. Yeah, this looks like an ace.
Damn!
Malphite is too tanky for Najin's Sword to take out right now. I mean, basically, Malphite was tanking 3 to 4 members of Najin's Sword at the same time. You know, Najin's Sword was trying to go in, and the surrender vote does come out. Great game.
That was a fantastic game. Wow. You know, for a second when I saw that engagement start up, that last we just saw, I thought for a second, I think Shield's actually, they're going to lose this, and then Sword's going to come back. But they handled that so well. Yeah. Malphite just apparently doesn't die.
Yeah, pretty much. Malphite was in there tanking, like, I believe 3 members of Najin's Sword. Nothing they could do.
Really goes to show you how strong Malphite can be in the late game. All right, so right now, Shield's up 1 game, and Sword has no wins. So if Shield wins the next game, we're going to be done with this best of 3, and we know who's at least one of the teams that's going to be in the finals. If not, we're going to go on to match number 3. So we're going to be back with game number 2 after this short little break. Stay tuned.